Apple blindsided pretty much everyone with a surprise announcement a couple of days ago. And no, it's not a new product, but it's a new service that actually millions of users of Apple products can benefit from. It's called Apple's Self-Service Program, and we're going to talk a little bit about it today, right after the intro. So when I first read the name Self-Service Repair, I thought, wait, Apple's going to ask you to come to the Apple Store, fix your own device, and then charge you money for it? No, in all seriousness, it's actually a pretty interesting program, something that's actually a little bit groundbreaking for Apple, or at least the modern version of Apple we all know. Basically, for the first time ever, anyone can order Apple genuine parts to fix their Apple devices. Wait for it, it gets even better than that. Apple will actually also give us manuals on how to do repairs and sell us toolkits for it. Like, mind-blowing stuff, really. Okay, so a little bit more details about it. It's a new program rolling out in 2022, initially in the US, with availability in other countries to follow on later. It will be centered around the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 13, so these are the initial devices for which you will be able to order Apple genuine parts, and these devices will be followed on later by M1 powered MacBooks. Initially, only common repair parts will be available, such as replacement displays, replacement batteries, and also replacement cameras, but Apple has vowed to make up to around 200 genuine parts available for repairs. What this basically means is that for the first time ever, you're going to be able to fix your own phone at home with parts sourced from the manufacturer themselves, with toolkits that help you do the job, and with a proper manual on the exact steps of the repair. That's pretty nuts. This being Apple though, there's a couple of catches in there. We need to take this with like a couple of tablespoons of salt. I think iFixit nailed it perfectly with their article entitled "Everyone is a Genius. Apple will offer parts and tools for DIY repairs." It's a brilliant article. I'm going to link it in the description below, and we're going to touch on a couple of stuff that they mentioned in this article. First and foremost, in their announcement, Apple made absolutely no kind of innuendo about third-party vendors offering the similar parts for repairs. The whole idea of using third-party components to actually fix your devices is at the very core of the entire right to repair movement, which basically means that you as a user, as a consumer, should be able to source equivalent parts from a variety of manufacturers and fix your own stuff. Apple made zero mentions on this, and I doubt they're actually going to include third-party vendors in this program anytime soon. This goes hand in hand with another thing, which is pricing. This being Apple, you can't really expect the spare parts to be cheap, right? I mean, they sell a cloth for $19, so make of it what you want. The reality is, Apple already offers repairs on a variety of older models. The problem with said repairs, though, is pricing. They're not economically viable. Let me just give you a quick example. So let's say you buy or you have an iPhone XS Max, right? In the used market, you can actually get it for $400, a bit less, a bit more, depending on the state of the device. Heading onto Apple's own website, you're going to find that, for instance, for other damage, which means the back of the device or other internal damage, repairing the XS Max at an Apple store right now costs $600. The display itself is also $330, and the battery is another $70. So if you have a 3-year-old XS Max, which is basically halfway through its life cycle, right? iPhones usually get 5 years of software support or more. This means that the device is worth about $400-500 in excellent condition. But it actually costs $600 to repair. Who in their right mind is going to spend $600 to repair a device that's worth $500, right? As usual, you don't have to trust me about it. There's a bunch of very successful creators here on YouTube who actually own repair shops for iPhones, and you're gonna see a trend in all of these videos. Usually people take their older iPhone to Apple first. They're quoted this insane figure for fixing a phone that's like $200-300 worth. Apple wants $500 for it. And if the prices on the parts are going to be equally high as current Apple repairs are, this will mean that in actuality the program will only be useful in the first couple of years of the lifespan of the device, after which it would be pointless to go back to Apple to source expensive parts. A third issue that Apple didn't mention in their presentation and goes hand in hand with that third-party thing is, well, right now if you buy a third-party source display or battery, a lot of features on your phone will stop working altogether. For instance, True Tone function, Face ID, and battery health indication, those will go right out the window and you're going to get a bunch of notifications on your iPhone that you're not using Apple genuine parts. Apple didn't say how they were actually going to remove this hurdle for the users. If you're doing your own repair at home, how are you going to pair the iPhone with the new display? But all in all, even with all those caveats I've just mentioned, which are pretty much open-ended questions at this point, I think this program is actually fantastic, and I'm glad Apple is implementing it, because let's be honest, there's a lot of people out there who have the skill set to repair their own device. They just need the parts and the tools for the job, and that's pretty much it. I love it that they're doing it. I hope that the program is really useful in the long term. And honestly, I hope that more of the industry picks up this trend of repairability, because we live in a world where sustainability has really become a problem. The best way to be as eco-friendly as sustainable as you can get is to actually buy a device and hold on for it for as many years as possible, thus reducing e-waste. And at the same time, not spending money on a brand new device that's usually a lot more expensive than repairing your old one. So what do you think about this program? Do you think it's something legit from Apple? They're basically making amends for years on end where they were against repairing your own devices? Or do you think it's basically a ruse, let's say, where they're doing this as a token gesture to prevent more stringent legislation being introduced in the wake of the right to repair movement taking hold in the US and elsewhere globally? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up and a sub to the channel would be absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.